In this video, we are going to understand how the circuit shown in this figure will behave if input X will change with various clock pulses. In this figure, you can observe two flip-flop. We have given name as 1 and 0 because LSB usually in DSD, that is digital system design, is considered on left hand side and MSB is on right hand side. Two D flip-flops are used. They are negative edge trigger. X is the external input, D1 and D0, which we can denote over here. So D1 and D0, they are the inputs of the flip-flop, and A and B are the output of the flip-flops. D1 is X and B bar due to this AND gate connection. D0 is same as output of the first flip-flop, that is A. Characteristic table of D flip-flop is shown over here. When input is 0, output is also 0. If input is 1, output will be 1. AND gate table is useful to evaluate what will be D1 over here. So if both the inputs are 1, then only D1 is 1. Initially, we are assuming that input is 0. Both the output of the flip-flop is also 0. We call that as reset condition. At the time of reset, X, A and B are 0. B bar is connected with D1. So B bar is going to be 1. But X is 0. So D1 is also 0. A is connected with D0. So A is 0. That's why D0 is also 0. So we can say on reset, all inputs and all outputs are 0. So now we start with, suppose if X is changing from 1 1 0 1 1 on various clock pulses, then we need to evaluate what will be the behavior of this circuit. So first of all, we will consider X is 1. Now before clock pulse is applied, this X is going to be 1. Before clock pulse is applied, this was 1. So D1 is going to be 1. Before clock pulse is applied, A was 0. So D0 is going to be 0 because it is direct connection. So now we know the conditions. Now first clock is applied. So whenever the first clock is applied, we can denote it as clock 1. At that time, D1 will pass on to A and D0 will pass on to B. So it will become 1 0. Now due to this kind of change, now the inputs of flip-flop will again change. So we can say this A before next clock pulse, that will be given to D0. So now D0 becomes 1 and D1 is X and B bar. So B is 0, B bar is 1. So we can say 1 is applied over here. Now if the before next clock pulse, if X will become 1, so this 0 and 1, that will become 1 over here. So after that, after this condition, whenever clock 2 will apply, they will transfer to the output of the flip-flop. So now after applying clock 2, A and B will become 1 1. Now after clock 2, B will be 1. So B bar, which is 0 over here. So before next clock, this input is 0. X is also 0. So D1 is going to be 0. This 1 will be transferred onto D0. So we can say A and B after clock 3, they are going to be 0, 1. This one, that is still applied as 0 over here. So on next pulse, if X is 1, then also due to this 0, D1 is going to be 0 only. And this A was 0, so D0 is also 0. So now after clock 4, A and B both are 0, 0. This 0, that will now change input to the AND gate as 1. New X is also 1. So D1 will be 1 before clock 5. D0 will be 0 before clock 5. So whenever the new clock will apply, this 1 0 will transfer over here. So we can note down that if input is 1 1 0 1 1 for various clock pulses, then output changes to 0 1 1 0 0 for this 0th flip-flop. We can also demonstrate this tabular representation in form of waveform also graphically. So next we are going to learn how to represent this graphically. The circuit is triggered with negative edge of the clock. That's why clock pulses with its negative edge is shown. X is 1, 1 for first two clock pulses, 0 for third pulse, 1, 1 for fourth and fifth clock pulse. Now, at the time of reset, we can say before this first clock applied, on the reset, X, D1, D0, A and B all are 0. Now, before reset, the moment X is becoming 1, D1 will also become 1 because B was 0. So that change is due to this AND gate, because AND gate will immediately change whenever the input will change. So before this first negative edge of the clock, this is the status of both the input. So D1 is 1. So A will become 1 whenever this negative edge will occur, and it will remain 1 till the next negative edge. B, that will remain 0 till second edge will come. The moment this A and B will change, due to that, over here, whenever this A will change, this D0 is going to change from 0 to 1 over here. B is still 0, so B bar is 1. So X and B bar, that will keep this D1 also 1. So before second negative edge occur, D1 and D0 both are 1 1. So now whenever second clock will apply, due to this 1 1, this A will remain 1 and B also will become 1. And A and B will retain their state till third edge of the clock. This B become 1, so that will make B bar 0, and irrespective of X, this D1 will become 0. A is transferred to D0, so that will still remain 1. So now before third edge, D1 is 0. So on the third edge, A will switch from logic high to logic low. And B will retain its value because D0 is still 1. Similarly, we can proceed further. So you can observe we have completed this waveform. A is 1, 1, 0, 0, 1 for 5 different clock cycles. B is 0, 1, 1, 0, 0 for 5 different clock cycles. Depending on state of B, D1 will immediately change. So if B is 1, then during that cycle, D1 will always remain 0. Over here, X is shown only up to 5 clock pulses. So up to that, D1 is remaining 1. Now B is still 0. So depending on state of X, for next pulse, D1 will change. D0 is following A only. So we can observe whenever the A is changing, D0 is also changing. So this way, in case of this flip-flop, output state change whenever clock pulse is applied. Otherwise, it will remain in memory. Basic combinational gates can change instantaneously whenever their inputs are changing. So accordingly, in form of timing diagram, we can refer this waveform that when which input or output will change. So tabular and graphical representation both give similar information in different form. So I hope you understand this video. If you have any questions, you can send in comment box. Thank you very much.